Hey guys, what's up? This is White Boy for the win, and welcome back to Why Mega Evolve. Now, earlier last week we talked about Mega Walrein, and today we're going to be talking about Mega Talonflame. But before we get started, let me just give you guys a brief explanation of what this series is about. Now, every week we'll be picking two Pokemon that either need a Mega Evolution, deserve a Mega Evolution, or want a Mega Evolution for. Now, this is based off my opinion alone, and no one else's. Now, if you guys do not like my opinion, then please post your own opinions in the comment section down below about what would you keep, what would you change, and etc. And at the end of the video, I will be telling you guys which Pokemon we're going to be talking about the following day. So with that said, here is Mega Talonflame. Now, you guys should know by now that I absolutely despise Talonflame. Talonflame is literally my least favorite Pokemon out of any Pokemon ever made. I just don't like this thing, and most of the reason being of why I really hate Talonflame is just because of like Gale Wings pretty much, and Brave Bird, and just I always think that when people use Talonflames, they're noobs. Now, I'm not saying that the person who is using Talonflame is a noob. I'm just saying it's a noobish way to actually go. And it's a noobish way to like try to win a battle with Talonflame just because of the Gale Wings ability. That's the one thing I absolutely despise about Talonflame. It's just Gale Wings, Brave Bird, and I do not like this thing whatsoever. But nonetheless, that's not going to stop Game Freak for giving Talonflame a Mega Evolution. Now, granted, 6th Gen is still very new, and it's not likely that it's going to be getting a Mega Evolution anytime soon. Now, I'm not saying that Game Freak isn't going to be giving 6th Gen Pokemon a Mega Evolution. I mean, we already have Mega Diancie, so, I mean, it's just a matter of time. Maybe when 7th Gen comes around, we might be getting, like, a Mega Trevenant, or, like, the Mega 6th Gen starters, or whatever the case may be. It's too soon for 6th Gen to have Mega Evolutions, but nonetheless, that's not going to stop me from talking about it. Now, as you can tell from the design I am using, it has like, what, Phantom 66 on the side. I got this from Google, obviously. Now, I did like this design very, very much, and it was pretty much the only Mega design that I can find for Mega Talonflame, considering that I would say it's new, but not new at the same time. But I really, really do like this design for a Mega Talonflame, so if Talonflame does get a Mega Evolution, I will really love it to look like this. So there is a possibility. I mean, there's nothing saying that Game Freak's not going to use the design, but he probably like looks at it online or something like that and gets some ideas. But nonetheless, this is the design I'm using. Now, anyways, as you can tell from what I've done to its stats, I did increase everything because honestly, I did think everything needed to get increased. Now, for its physical attack, I increased it from base 81 to base 111. Now, I know what you may be thinking. It's not as high as you would like it to be. Now, I know a couple of you guys are probably going to comment saying, oh, you should have made Talonflame's physical attack to like base 130 or like base 150, but if I've done that, then I wouldn't be able to increase everything else, and I actually wanted to increase a lot of stuff as well, including like its defenses, its special attack, and obviously its speed. And then even at base 111, it's still going to be doing a hefty amount of damage to your opponent because it's still going to be getting access to Brave Bird and like Flare Blitz and all of that. It's still going to be doing massive amount of damage because those are actually stab moves. But yes, you do get recoil, but nonetheless, it's still going to be doing massive amount of damage to your opponent. So at least at base 111, it is going to be doing a lot of damage. Now, let me do some math real quick. 81 times 1.5. That's literally like 10 points away from being a choice banded Talonflame, so it's technically a Mega Evolution that had, or it's technically Talonflame with the choice band for its Mega Evolution, so keep that in mind. Now, for its special attack, I increased it from base 74 to base 104. Now, I did come across a couple Talonflames in VGC that actually ran Overheat, just so then you don't have to use like Flare Blitz and just take real kill damage from that move. So I do see a couple of people actually using like a mixed Talonflame in VGC, like just using Brave Bird, Will-O-Wisp, Protect, Quick Guard, and Overheat or Flamethrower, or sometimes Fire Blast, just depends on what you need. And with a somewhat of a good increase into its special attack, it actually will help it out in the long run, considering, like I said, some people do like to run mixed Talonflames and VGC, and with a base 104 and special attack, it can help it out in the long run. Now for its defenses, I didn't really want to increase them all that much, considering that Talonflame is just how fast it is and how much damage it would do for both of its physical attack and special attack. It's not likely this thing is going to be able to live a Thunderbolt regardless of how much I actually give it into its defenses, so I only increased them by like 5, maybe 6, pretty much, actually 5 if I did the math correctly. I only increased them both by 5. I mean, like I said, Talonflame isn't all that bulky, and it probably never will, and it's not going to be appreciate a Thunderbolt, a Thunder, whatever the case may be of what kind of moves you use. It's just not going to appreciate it. So increasing its defenses high enough to the point where it will be able to live it will pretty much be pointless, because its physical attack, special attack, and speed obviously need to get increased, and I just put the last like 10 points in both of its defenses, and it will actually help just a tad bit, but not all that much. Now for its speed, I increased it from base 126 to base 156. Now I obviously Talonflame is going to be getting a speed increase regardless if it gets a Mega Evolution. Let me rephrase that. If it gets a Mega Evolution, obviously it's going to be getting a speed increase, and with base 156 speed, this thing is pretty much going to be like the fastest Pokemon in the metagame, besides like Ninjask and I believe 1 or 2 other Pokemon as well. I don't remember off the top of my head, so don't quote me on that, but regardless of base 156, this thing is just, no one's going to outspeed it. I mean, you will be able to actually afford to run like an Adamant Nature, or a Modest Nature, or a Naive Nature, or a Mild Nature, a Rash Nature, or just, you don't have to run a Speed Nature because its speed is so fucking high at base 156. So that's the only reason why I increased it. Just let me rephrase that. That's the only reason why I give it a significant increase into its speed as well. And yeah, so there's its stats. Now as a regular Talonflame, its base stat is 499, and with a Mega Evolution, it's going to be at 599. Weird number. You would think that Game Freak would actually give it at least 1 more point into something for Talonflame, but I guess not. Now for its ability, I already can see the comments now. You guys are not going to agree with the ability I've given it. Now I know Gale Wings is the best ability for Talonflame, but let me just hear me out. Now, when you come across a Talonflame most of the time, or should I say when you actually first saw Talonflame in battle and it got that kind of ability, Gale Wings, you were just terrified because you thought this thing was just going to just destroy your whole team, so you get kind of scared. And with the Mega Evolution, I think its ability should be Intimidate. Now, like I said, when you first saw it, you were kind of scared because you were thinking that this thing is just going to sweep your whole team, and also with base 156 speed, you don't really need to run Gale Wings because you're going to outspeed majority of the time, unless your opponent goes for like a priority move like Mach Punch, but Talonflame resists Mach Punch, so you're pretty much good on that aspect. So I believe Intimidate is a very, very good ability for it. That way you can intimidate your opponent, and if your opponent goes for like a Rock Slide or a Stone Edge, there is a possible chance where you can actually be able to live it, considering it will be at -1. So that's the only reason why I've given it the Intimidate ability over the Gale Wings. Now, if you don't like the Intimidate ability, then you can always go back to Gale Wings, but in my opinion, I just think Gale Wings will be pretty much pointless for a Mega Talonflame just because of how fucking fast this thing is. So with that, there is Mega Talonflame. Obviously with its typing, I just left it alone. I just didn't want to change it at all, but like I was saying, there's Mega Talonflame. So anyways guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, and also don't forget to comment and subscribe. Now I know some of you guys might not agree from what I've done for Mega Talonflame, but this is just how I see it, because like I said, it's basically off my opinion. Now the next Pokemon we're going to be talking about on Friday is going to be Mega Azumarill, so stay tuned for that. So with that, like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, and also don't forget to comment and subscribe. So this is White Boy for the win, and I'll catch you guys later.